Welcome, everybody, into Phillipsburg Soccer Facility in California, PA, for women's soccer with your California Vulcans. They take on Edinboro Fighting Scots. Welcome into the broadcast. I am Stephen Ruffing, and I will be solo for the first half, and hopefully I'll be joined with Gary Smith in the second half. Let's look at our two teams in Edinboro. They are going to be 1-2-1 overall, 1-2-1 overall, and 1-2 in the conference. Edinboro, they lost their last two. They tied Slippery Rock for that one tie. They are 0-1-1 at home, 1-1 and 0 away. California, they have a 1-2-1 overall, 1-1-1 in the conference. They are 0-0-1 at home, 1-2 and 0 away. In this last game, Edinboro, they're coming off a loss as well as California. Edinboro, they took a loss to Lockhaven, 1-0 in California. Last game, they took a loss. They were at Bloomsburg. They took a 3-2 loss in overtime. Now, these two teams, the last time they met was September 21st, 2016, where Edinboro, they came away with the victory 1-0. Now, let's look at tonight's starters for Edinboro. Sarah Baskey, the goalkeeper, Ashley Mutkiss, Alex Root, Colleen Broadman, Danielle Chadden, Haley Hammer, Rebecca Manns, Sydney Dobbins, Cameron Bujanowski, Marissa Shields, and Sarah Ridey. And for the California Vulcans, we have senior Michaela Colon in goal, Carolyn Passerbib, Zana Ross, Danielle Kohler, Daniela Delaquila, Kelly Lynch, Kylie Austin, Francesca Senna, Kira Carberry, Brianna Bracero, and Olivia Bryan. Now, we have a good matchup ahead of us, and real quick, we want to focus on head coach Glenn Francis for California. He is coming from his fourth year coaching the California women's team. We just want to send thoughts to coaches, family, and friends in Antigua, which was affected by Hurricane Irma. So everyone here at CUTV is sending their thoughts, and hopefully everything is okay in this very drastic situation going on with the hurricane. California, they're going to be eyeing up Ashley Mutkiss, this Fighting Scots forward. She is leading the team as well as three others with. Ashley Mutkiss is leading the team with 3 goals. So California, they're going to be wanting to watch her. She's a very strong forward. She is the senior forward in this team. Now California, Michaela Colon, the starting goalie, she is also a force to be reckoned with. Now kickoff is away. California, they're going to start with it. They're sending the ball up the field. Carolyn Passerbib sends the ball to Zana Ross. Zana Ross, early in the game, has a chance and misses wide. California starting off fast against the Fighting Scots, as that was a nice opportunity for Zana Ross. She sends it wide. Coach France is going to like this fast tempo for California early on in the game. The ball was sent out wide for a Fighting Scots goal kick. Down the field, that's going to be right to a Vulcan. In the middle of the field, California trying to set it up. Gives it away to the Fighting Scots. This one's going to be sent out wide, sent down the field. That's going to be Zana Ross. She's going to try to speed her way to the corner. She sends it in, but that one's going to be out for a Fighting Scots goal kick. California really utilizing the width of this field, sending 2 balls wide and long to Zana Ross. She's a very speedy forward, listed as a defenseman midfielder, but it seems like she's playing that forward position. California in the middle of the field, fighting for that ball. Fighting Scots try to send it wide. That's going to be intercepted by California. This ball is going to be sent up the field, but that one's going to be snatched up by Sarah Baskey. California really setting up those through balls, getting players up the field fast. Fighting Scots have a chance in California's end. This one's going to be breaking away. Fighting Scots sends the ball down the field. A nice move there to get past the California defender, and there's going to be a penalty called here. We'll see who that was on. That's going to be on California defenseman. I believe that was number 7, Danielle Kohler. Fighting Scots potentially have their first opportunity in this game from this set piece. Fighting Scots are going to want to send this one wide where all of the Edinboro players are stacked up. And they're going to decide to go short and on the ground. Now the ball is going to be sent in. There's a Fighting Scot there. A shot wide. And that was Michaela Colon cutting off that angle, forcing the Edinboro player to send it wide. That was going to be Danielle Chadden, the sophomore forward for the Fighting Scots. Colon setting up for the free kick. And the ball is sent to midfield. This one's headed up the field for the Fighting Scots. California breaks that up. Ball is sent, battling in the midfield. And nice play there by California defensemen. This ball is sent wide into the corner and will go out for a California goal kick. A lot of pace shown in this game, a lot of balls sent forward. Very midfield-minded game, as we could all probably predicted these two teams very strong defensively, very strong in the midfield. Of course, Edinboro has Ashley Mutkiss up top, that strong forward. Chadden tries to send this ball in, scooped up by Cologne. Cologne sends it up into the midfield. This one's headed out, and I believe this is going to be off of California. Or I'm sorry, this is going to be off Fighting Scots. It's going to be a California throw. Brian tries settling it, sends it back. This one's going to be given away to a Fighting Scot. Ball sent through the midfield. California picks it up. And California just trying to regroup as the ball sent back over to Cologne. California moving the ball out wide, sending the ball up. A battle in the midfield between the Fighting Scots and the Vulcans. This is going to be a gritty game in the midfield. You could already tell this ball sent up for California. Edinboro's goalie, Sarah Baskey, pressing up a great deal. Almost looks like she's playing as a center back there, but she is a goalie. She should be in that box. California picks this one up in the midfield. Another ball sent up wide. Miscommunication between the forward and the defenseman. This ball is going to skitter out wide, out of bounds for a Fighting Scots throw. California coming off a loss. Edinboro coming off a loss. Both teams want to regain this momentum to further on in the season. Play is out wide. A great break up there by Carolyn Pasherbib. Pasherbib sends the ball in. No one's home. This one looks like it's going to go out wide, and it does. Fighting Scots throw. A nice chance there created by Pasherbib, sending that ball. A little too much pace on it. A good chance for California. They're going to want to keep this up. Sending those balls in. It's what they've been trying to do early on in the game. This ball sent in to Sarah Baskey, the senior goaltender from Strongsville, Ohio. Ball is played down to California's end. Fighting Scots pick it up. Pass through the midfield. She's going to want to look to send this through, and she does. She's going to find number 13, Rebecca Manns. Manns in the corner. Tries cutting that ball back. Broken up, out of bounds. Fighting Scots throw. 38-35 left to play in this first half. This ball is going to be sent in. A shot and a goal from Edinboro Fighting Scots. That's number 14, Sydney Dobbins. Edinboro, an early 1-0 lead. And the way that ball was set up perfectly from the corner, inside, right above the box, and a beautifully strucken kick to the bottom corner of the net. That one just snuck past Michaela Colon, and you couldn't have placed that shot any better. She gave it her all, but just too much speed and too much accuracy on that shot. California trying to stay tight defensively, sending this ball up to the far side of the field to number 11, Kelly Lynch. Lynch loses that ball to an Edinboro right back. This ball is going to be played out of Edinboro's end. Chadden's going to send this one up. It looked to be offsides, and it is. Just a hair. She's not even going to argue that one because she was about a half a foot offsides. California's going to be looking upfield on this set piece. Ball sent in. A nice defensive play by the Fighting Scots. This ball's played wide. A chance to send that ball up to Haley Hammer, but California's do a great job defensively breaking that up. Fighting Scots are going to get that right in the midfield again. California's going to be wanting an offsides call there, but that one's going to be broken up by, I believe that was number 13, Francesca Senna, sending that ball out for a California goal kick. It's going to be the first corner in this game, as well as for the Fighting Scots. These set pieces, you don't want to take them for granted. You want to take advantage of every single one that you have. Fighting Scots just going to go short with this one. Looking to set up, goes at the top of the box. It's going to be a shot, and that's going to be right off the post, right into the feet of a Fighting Scots player, and that's going to be broken up beautifully by number 13, Francesca Senna. A fantastic opportunity for the Fighting Scots for number 14, Sydney Dobbins, as she looks to get her second one of the evening. Right off that post, a fantastic opportunity. And just like I said before, taking advantage of these set pieces are crucial. As Fighting Scots, they're looking possibly to do the same thing, just going short. But no, they're going to go inside the box. That's going to be a header and almost broken up, but a beautiful heading goal off the post and in the net for the Fighting Scots to make this 2-0. And just like that, taking advantage of that set piece, getting another goal for the evening. A beautiful header, almost broken up by California defenseman. Hit the post. Down and in, 2-0. Edinboro Fighting Scots. And about the 9th minute of this game. Fighting Scots controlling this ball out wide, sending it. Chadden trying to run with it. That ball is sent in through. It's going to be Senna breaking that one up for a Fighting Scots throw. Fighting Scots looking to go inside the box. Broken up by California. This one's going to be sent out. It's going to be to the legs of Bracero. Bracero sends that one up to Ross. Ross running with that Fighting Scots defender. And Fighting Scots, they got to keep in mind that this Baskey on one counter attack that California could take advantage of Baskey being up so far. Cologne slides in, makes a fantastic save. Nothing too hard. Very simple. Just slides in, grabs that ball. Cologne's just going to roll this one out wide. Brian, she's going to look to go upfield. This one's going to be deflected out off the Fighting Scots for a California throw. California staying patient, trying to regroup. Ross loses that battle in the air. This ball is going to go back to Baskey. She's going to go out wide with it. Sending the ball up. A nice play there. This one's going to be off of California, the center ref says. Fighting Scots throw. This one's broken up. Fighting Scots have someone out wide to go through. They're going to try to go shred with the middle, sending back out wide. Ball is booted up for another Fighting Scots throw. California. And this is the counterattack I was talking about. Ross has a lot of speed. This one's headed over to Baskey. And Ross is taken down, but not enough for a ref to call it. But Baskey, she has to be aware of those counterattacks from California because Ross does have speed up on that forward position. And just like that, that could have been very dangerous for the Fighting Scots. Ashley Mudkiss battling away for this ball. She makes a nice move inside the box. She's going to be looking for someone. This one's going to be broken up by California, out for yet another corner kick for the Fighting Scots. So we make our way into the 13th minute of this game. Fighting Scots up 2-0 off two very well-taken goals. This one's away and broken up by Cologne. And California's just going to boot this one out. Ross controls it. A little too much heat on that ball. You got to figure out the weight of this ball and send nice pace to the players. You don't want to put too much on it on a counterattack. California going out wide. Fighting Scots just there to intercept it. Sends it back to the California defense. Nice move made there by Senna. I'm sorry, that was Delaquila. Fighting Scots take control in the midfield. This one's sent in, broken up, and there's going to be a foul called on number 20, Kira Carberry. Carberry, strong defensive midfielder, just putting too much strength into that tackle. So far, Fighting Scots really controlling this game. California is one counterattack away of shortening this lead to one goal. Ball is sent in, and Cologne should have no trouble with this one. She catches it. Cologne letting her team regroup. She's going to punt this one away. It's going to be a battle in the air, and Fighting Scots win that one. Ross, she has a chance. She's going to break away. Baskey's right there. She's almost playing as that center back, as I was saying. We'll see how that comes in effect. Fighting Scots have a chance here. Man's going to shoot it. This one's going to be a save by Cologne. Cologne just got a fingertip on it to send it out wide for a Fighting Scots corner. Cologne, the senior goalkeeper, proving there why she is the star goalie for this California team. California has two other goalies on the bench. Gianna Sinatra, Riley McGlumphy. Sinatra is a freshman. McGlumphy is a sophomore. This ball is going to be sent in. Fighting Scots can't handle it, but they still have possession. This one's going to be sent out by Delaquila. California has a chance on the counterattack as Ross fighting for that ball, putting up a great fight. She's going to draw the foul against Ashley Mudkiss. Mudkiss has to stay disciplined in this game. She is the leader of this team, leading them in goals as well as points. Ball sent up the field off the feet of Brianna Bracero for a Fighting Scots throw. Nice defensive play by Delaquila. Delaquila, little miscommunication between the California players. This one's sent up. Ross has a chance. Bracero. Try sending this one up to Ross. And all you need to do is give Ross a ball in the air, and she could beat pretty much any of those three backs that Fighting Scots have on the field. Cuts back, sends this one out wide. This one's going to be too much heat and a little wide for Rebecca Manns. Skitters out wide for California throw. Ball sent in, broken up by Mans. Kicked away down the field. Chadden gets a foot on it. Too much. Cologne deals with that one very easily, sends it up wide. Fighting Scots back with possession. Fighting Scots going to send this one up to Mudkiss. Mudkiss, always a threat, especially in that corner. She makes a nice move, tries to cut in wide. Mans just tries curving this one into the top right corner. Cologne's right there to bring it down and prepare for the punt. Fighting Scots winning almost every air battle right now. California has to tighten up in the midfield. Playing well defensively. Those 2 goals really aren't saying much how this defense is playing. So we're in the 18th minute of this game. Fighting Scots up 2-0. Mudkiss was on Kylie Austin. This ball sent up to the midfield. Fighting Scots controlling about 70% of this possession. California about 30% of this possession in this game so far. This ball goes out wide. Fighting Scots setting up for the throw. As we see a couple Fighting Scots players warming up, there's going to be 4 players I see warming up for the Fighting Scots, 1 player warming up for California. This ball sent in off the head of number 7, Danielle Kohler for California. Sent out for another Fighting Scots corner kick. Fighting Scots have a player up close, but this one's going to be sent at the edge of the box. Number 22, Sarah Ridey. Ridey with a shot and way out wide, not even close to the goal. Doesn't bother Cologne much as she's going to prepare for California's free kick. This one's sent in the midfield. That one bounces right over Ross's head. California fighting for position. This one's going to be called a little scrappy there as a couple California players go down. So far, no cards have been shown. A few fouls, though, as you're going to see in every game. This ball is sent up for Ross. This one's going to be off the head of Fighting Scots defender. Goes out wide for a California throw. California in a pretty decent position. They want to treat this throw in almost like you would treat a corner. California sends this one into the box. It's going to be right to the feet of number 20, Kira Carberry. Fighting Scott is going to be tripped up for an Edinboro free kick. This one's going to be short. California presses. Ball sent to the midfield. One in favor of the Fighting Scots. The ball sent up. Each team is really trying to send that ball through the air past the defensive line. California have 4 back. Looks like they're going to be playing a 4-3-1-2. Very rare formation for soccer. So there was a foul called on California for Edinboro Fighting Scots free kick. This ball is going to be broken up. This one's going to be sent way out wide from Haley Hammer. A good opportunity. Sends it wide as California will get their first sub into the game. Number 23, Brianna Bracero, will have a seat. Number 10, Angel Jones, will come in, the freshman from Chambersburg. California wins this one in the air, but goes to the Fighting Scots in midfield. Mans is out wide, and a brilliant ball in. Cologne's going to come in and challenge it and scoop that one right up. Denies the Fighting Scots of another great opportunity. Cologne keeping this defensive shape together. This ball is sent to the opposite side of the field for a switch. This one's on the far side. This one's going to be sent to Ross. Ross has the speed. He's going to settle it in that corner. She's going to take the Fighting Scot on one-on-one. This ball is broken up. Sent up wide to an Edinboro player. This one's going to be just about out of bounds, but saved by the California player. California just... This one's going to be hit off a Fighting Scud. This is going to set up for California's first corner kick of the evening. As fans say, let's get one white. California has a great opportunity here to send this one in and take advantage of the set piece. This one's sent in. California there. This one's battled in the air. Goes to Francesca Senna. Broken up by the Fighting Scots, and this one's away. Pretty decent opportunity there for the Vulcans. California just trying to send this one upfield, right back into the arms of the Fighting Scots. Mans has a player out wide, and she sees her. Cologne reads it well, comes out, and breaks that pass up. Cologne, great awareness in that box. Really controls her territory well. This ball is going to be headed back to senior goalkeeper Sarah Baskey. Baskey lets that one roll into the goalkeeper's territory. So we're in the 24th minute of this game. Fighting Scots still have that 2-point lead over California. This one's sent in. Battle in the air. De La Quilla tries to send this ball up. Hits off the shoulder of Passer Bibb. California trying to stay concrete defensively, but Fighting Scots overpowering them at this moment. Hammer tries to send that ball in. Cologne does a great job of breaking that up. What a tough goalie she is. Fighting Scots setting up for yet another corner. Trying to take advantage. They have a player short, which they've been doing that all night, trying to play mental games with the Vulcans right now. This one's going to be sent in. Cologne right there to grab that one right into the goalie's arms. Fighting Scots are going to be looking to set up better opportunities off those set pieces. Battle in the air, won by the Fighting Scots. This one's going to be over to Mans. Fighting Scots have a player to the left. They're going to go to the far side of the field, broken up by the California defense. Ashley Mutkiss sends this ball out wide. Fighting Scots try to beat them there. They do. They find that ball in the corner. California easily takes care of that one defensively, but right back into the arms of the Fighting Scots. California finally clears that one out. Angel Jones, the recent sub for California, almost had her first opportunity of the evening. Fighting Scots going wide, trying to get past that California defense, but no one was home. But Haley Hammer's right there. California decides to kick this one out off the Fighting Scots for a Vulcans throw. This ball sent up to Jones. Ball was played back and forth in the California midfield. Ball's going to be almost sent up top over the Fighting Scots defense off Broadman's head back into California's zone. This is going to be cleared away by the Vulcans. Kira Carberry challenging the Fighting Scot in the midfield. Carberry, like I said, a very powerful defensive mid. Nice move in the midfield there by the Fighting Scots. Fighting Scots go wide to Mans. The ball is too far ahead of her. That one's going to go out for a California free kick. Edinboro Fighting Scots are going to make their first sub of the night. Haley Hammer's going to go have a seat for a little while. Trying to see who that is for the Fighting Scots. I believe that's Ellie Frenia. California's trying to settle this one. Plays off the Fighting Scots. Ball's going to be sent wide over the top. There's Ross. Ross, a perfect opportunity for a counterattack. She cuts in. She's going to have a shot low and straight to the goalie. Ross setting up those opportunities to send those balls past the Edinboro's backs. Baskey should be on her toes back there. She likes to come up. This one's going to be a California free kick. California has a free kick in some pretty respectable territory. This one's going to be sent right up the middle. Fighting Scots win that one in the air. Carberry tries to go to Jones. Off of Jones's head. There was a question for the ball there. Jones has an opportunity here. She kicks that one off the Fighting Scots. It's going to be a California corner. If Jones could have settled that one, got past the Fighting Scots' only defender, sends this one out for a Vulcans corner kick. It's going to be Delaquila taking this one. California has about 5 players stacked in that penalty area. Heads up right off of number 13, Francesca Senna. And out wide for Edinboro goal kick. That was off Kylie Austin. Out wide, number 12. Austin tries to send this one forward, broken up by the Fighting Scots, right back into the California defensive end. Ellie Frenia, the recent sub for the Fighting Scots. Fighting Scots have one out wide. They see her, but not enough juice on that pass. Off the head of Alex Root for the Fighting Scots. Angel Jones has a chance. She's going to take her on one-on-one. This one's right back to the California midfield. This one's going to be sent out to the near side. Man sends this one up. Settled in the midfield. California makes a huge defensive play. This one's going to be out wide to number 15, Holly Jacobson, who just recently made her way into the game. Fighting Scots throw. Ball is broken up by Olivia Bryan. Fighting Scots keep possession. This one's going to be sent out wide, broken up by California. A nice little touch there to get past the Fighting Scots defender. That's Danielle Collier. Kohler taken down. Keeps possession of that ball. Sends it to Carolyn Passerbib. Passerbib sends a rocket straight to Sarah Baskey, and Baskey cradles that ball under her chest. A fantastic opportunity for Passerbib. Ball sent up to Ross. Ross can't get ahead on it. Challenging the Fighting Scots defenders. So we're in the 32nd minute of this game. This one is flying by And it's far from over. Fighting Scots still have a 2-0 lead. This one sent up. Headed away by the California defense. California, nice defensive play, but taken right back by Rebecca Manns. Manns has Mutkus. Mutkus controlling that ball, makes a nice crossover there. Sends that ball in. And that's going to be in the net. Mutkus sends it over the head of Cologne into the bottom corner, making this a 3-0 game in favor of the Fighting Scots. A perfectly placed ball in the bottom corner from Mutkus. She is really showing off her talent so far in this game. Mutkus, it all started from that nice crossover move in the corner. Looked like she was sending that ball in, almost a misplaced pass, but worked in the favor of the Fighting Scots as that one went right into the bottom corner of the California net. As we get back underway, California needs to slim this lead. They've had the opportunities. Now it's about taking advantage of them. This is going to be a California throw. Huge throw-in. Angel Jones contends the the Fighting Scots defender. This ball is going to be played out wide for the Fighting Scots, sent into the midfield. Game of tic-tac-toe is played right before the Fighting Scots sent that up to Ellie Frenia. Ross makes a nice move but can't get control of that ball. California takes control right back in that midfield. The ball's a nice played ball to Ross, but that defense just moved up at the last seconds to force Ross offsides. That could have been a fantastic opportunity for the California forward, Zayna Ross. As a freshman, she's really strutting her talent on this field right now with speed and skill. She has been on the side of almost every opportunity California had. Listed as a defenseman and a midfielder playing forward this game. Alongside Alex Jones, this one's sent up to Manns for the Fighting Scots. Manns settles that ball in the corner, takes on a California defender. This one's going to be off the Vulcans for a Fighting Scots corner. As we're going to have a double switch here for the Fighting Scots. Two people came on, waiting for two people to get off the field. Ashley Mutkus and number 22, Sarah Reedy, are going to take a seat for the Fighting Scots. Fighting Scots have a corner here. A low sends it in off the foot of California, setting up yet another Fighting Scots corner kick. Manns is going to be the one sending this one in. Goes through about 5 players on both sides. Fighting Scots still take control of this. It's going to be a shot off the California body. And there's going to be a call for a handball by the Fighting Scots. California saved by the bell on that one. So we're in the 35th minute of this game. Fighting Scots just recently got a 3-0 lead over the Vulcans. This one's going to be sent forward. Angel Jones is there. She has the defense beat, taking this one to the corner. Broken up very nicely by Marissa Shields for the Fighting Scots. A strong left back for the Edinboro side. California waits this throw. California decides to go short on the throw. They're going to send it in. A nice ball. But nothing too much Sarah Baskey can't handle. as she cradles that one and is going to punt this one away. Fighting Scots win yet another aerial battle. They're going to control it in the midfield. Now out wide, a nice back heel to send this ball forward to Ellie Frenier. Ball sent out wide off Fighting Scot head and out of bounds. California throw this one in. A ball sent to the far corner, to the near corner for California. Angel Jones isn't there. Testing the Edinboro defense. This one's going to be sent up to the midfield, controlled by the Fighting Scots. California controls. The ball sent in. Ross is there, but that one's going to be headed away by Alex Root. Nice cut back in the midfield. Nice moves. The ball is sent out wide. Now to the corner for the Fighting Scots. And broken up very easily by number 13, Francesca Senna. Fighting Scots are going to be making 2 more subs here, as they have a very, very deep roster. About 33 players on Edinboro's roster, so they have a lot to choose from in situations like this. Baskey controls that one. Fighting Scots looking to move forward, trying to send the ball wide, and they do. This one's going to go to the Edinboro's corner. Broken up by the Vulcans. Sent in the midfield, sent in. Fighting Scots have another opportunity, and Cologne is there to break that one up. Almost another opportunity for Ellie Frenia, the sub for the Fighting Scots. This one's going to be sent to the midfield by Cologne. Out wide for California throw. California and the Fighting Scots will both make a substitution. Kelly Lynch makes her way back into the game. She's going to be up top with Xana Ross. Ross has an opportunity, showing off her speed. Fighting Scots take control in their corner. That one's going to be off the foot of Xana Ross for a Fighting Scots throw. As we head into the 40th minute, Fighting Scots still hold a 3-0 lead. California trying to make their way onto the board. Fighting Scots looking to make another opportunity, trying to send this ball through. Broken up by California. California's going to try to send this one far and wide as there's a turnaround. As the offsides call is going to be called off as Baskey gets the ball. Edinboro looking to counterattack. Going on the far side, and the near side is Ellie Frenia. Trying to take off the California defender, one-on-one, kicked away. Controlled in the midfield from the Fighting Scots. Fighting Scots still trying to possess this ball. They do in the midfield. Sent to the far side, but a little too much and a little too wide for the Fighting Scots. California throw. California trying to take charge in this one, trying to get at least a number or 2 on the board. And Lynch is going to be sent in. Baskey comes out I guess it's a double-edged sword if you're Baskey coming out like that, denying a goal. But all it takes is one touch to get right past that Fighting Scots goaltender. And Lynch has the capability of doing so. Fighting Scots looking to attack. They'll just play this one back, looking to move forward. Ball settled in the midfield. Ball sent up forward, and that's going to be way offsides. Ellie Fernia about 2 or 3 feet offsides, and she's not going to get that call. California has a free kick now. Ball sent up. Controlled in the air by California. Back and forth play now. Olivia Bryan sends this one forward to Ross. If Ross can control this, she could get in behind the defense. And she doesn't. Looked like she was going to be fouled there, and she is. This is pristine position for a free kick for California. We'll see what they can do. See what kind of attack they approach this with. It's going to be Delaquila that's going to take the set piece, and she seems to be the set piece specialist for the Vulcans. So we make our way into the 43rd minute of this game, and a good opportunity to get one of these last-minute goals for California's before we go head into half. And that one's going to be just sent over the bar for California. Delaquila had a nice opportunity there, just sends this one over the bar. To get a late goal like that right before halftime would have been huge for the Vulcans. Would have given them a big momentum switch going into half. Ball sent out wide. Fighting Scots just knocked that one out of bounds. California throw. This ball sent in. Headed away by the Fighting Scots. And Baskey is going to take control of this one. California will have a 3-game homestand after coming off back-to-back road games. Nice tic-tac-toe play there for the Fighting Scots. Broken up by the Vulcans, still possessed by Edinboro. Sent through in the midfield for Edinboro. Zupen sends the ball wide. It's going to be Kara Kern. Ball's broken up by the Vulcans. This one's going to be skyrocketed to the moon over the bar. Yet another chance for the Fighting Scots. So we make our way into the 44th minute.
1 minute left in the half.
1 minute to remain as this first half flew by. California will have a chance to regain their energy at halftime. Ross making her way down the far side. Ross cuts in the middle. And a little miscommunication there from Kelly Lynch and Xana Ross. Sent forward now. Ball's going to be sent out wide for the Fighting Scots. They have 3 up. Matched with California's 3 defenders. This ball is sent in. No one's home. Controlled by Frenia. Joe Jones has a shot. Easy enough for Cologne to just cradle. And that will end the first half of this matchup. Fighting Scots, a 3-0 lead over California. California, they're going to be looking to regroup this halftime. Come in, maybe knock a few in. Stick with us live on YouTube. On CUTV, we have women's soccer between the Fighting Scots and California. Stay tuned.
Dylan, what's wrong, man?
I just don't know how my family back home in Buchanan, West Virginia can watch our stuff up here.
They can follow us on Twitter, or they can like us on Facebook.
That's awesome. What about our sports? How can they watch that?
They could watch it live right on our YouTube channel.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Friday Night Lights shine on CUTV. August 25th, California at Brownsville. September 1st, Monessen at Carmichael's. September 8th, Southmoreland at Charleroi. September 22nd, McGuffey at Elizabeth Forward. September 29th, Franklin Regional at Connellsville. October 6th, Trinity at Belle Vernon. October 13th, Rochester at California. October 20th, Newcastle at Ringgold. October 27th, Washington at Best Center. Live on CUTV Sports 1, tape delay, CUTV. Friday Night Lights shine on CUTV. August 25th, California at Brownsville. September 1st, Monessen at Carmichael's. September 8th, Southmoreland at Charleroi. September 22nd, McGuffey at Elizabeth Forward. September 29th, Franklin Regional at Connellsville. October 6th, Trinity at Belle Vernon. October 13th, Rochester at California. October 20th, Newcastle at Ringgold. October 27th, Washington at Best Center. Live on CUTV Sports 1, tape delay, CUTV. Since 1937, the Student Association Incorporated, known as SAI, has served the CalU student body by providing activities, programs, and services. Every enrolled student has the ability to take part in over 125 different clubs and organizations. Managing participation in every SAI activity is easy with OrgSync, a powerful tool for staying connected. Located 1 mile from campus, the SAI Farm has 94 acres of meeting and recreational space. SAI, it's your student association.
And welcome back to Phillipsburg Soccer Facility. California trails Edinboro Fighting Scots 3-0. We had a pretty intense first half between these two teams, and as I said before, I was solo on the broadcast. Now I'm joined with sports guru Gary Smith, our director here at CUTV. Gary, tell me what you saw in that first half.
Well, Steve, I saw a pretty hard-fought first half, and the score says 3-0 Edinboro, but California, they came out in that first 10-minute period of the first half. They controlled the ball, they controlled the action. It's just Edinboro, I think, has a little bit more team speed, and then they took advantage of a couple set pieces to get the first 2 goals, and then a broken play, I think, for the third goal. But other than the 3-0 score, I think California played a good, solid first half, and I don't know if it's college soccer. 3-0 may not be that insurmountable. We've seen crazy things, so all it takes is 1 goal to get some momentum.
Yeah, and I agree. In California, this is something that I saw personally in the first half. The Fighting Scots really taking control of those balls in the air, winning possession in the midfield. I mean, those aerial battles are so important because that's where your play is based going forward. So California needs to kind of tighten up in the midfield. And, other than that, they've been playing those balls to Xana Ross. Xana Ross, she has so much speed in that forward position. So when you get that ball over that defensive back for the Fighting Scots, Ross has a really good chance to get in.
Yeah, Ross actually had a little bit of a bad fortune there with about 15 minutes left in the first half. Looked like she had a nice give and go, and the umpires called it offsides, or else that would have been a pretty much a one-on-one situation. And like you said, there's a couple times she's getting behind the midfield of Edinboro and getting to that back line. It's just that supporting players aren't keeping up, and like you said with the aerial balls, Edinboro's almost 2 moves ahead, and to use a chess term, they're getting to the play, and also they're getting to the aerial ball, but also getting the next pass to the next player. And as playing soccer, it's if you can keep control possession and get some of those 1-2, you're breaking down the defense, and that leads to 3 goals.
Yeah,
but it's a new half.
Yeah, it's a new half. You're going to start this half. California mentally 0-0 on the scoreboard, but it does say 3-0. California, I say, tighten up in the midfield. So far, Michaela Colon, the senior, we saw her last year. I mean, she is one tough cookie back there in net.
Oh, she's made a couple outstanding saves in the net, because this easily could have been 6-0,
Yep.
5-0, because she had a diving stop to her right that, if you're playing FIFA and you don't score that goal, that you're buying a new controller from your nearest electronics store. But see, this is a big stretch for California. We're in PSAC play. You got 3 straight home games. You have Edinboro, and East Stroudsburg at home. But in the middle there is the number 3 team in the country, Kutztown. So at the very least, you want to work on some stuff in this second half. If you can get a few goals, to either tie it or get back in this game. But you almost got to use this second half to prepare because, Kutztown's no joke this year. 3 in the country, and they're a perennial powerhouse. And, it's a big 3-game stretch for the Vulcans.
Yeah, no doubt about that. It is a learning game. Kickoff for the second half is underway. California controlling that ball early in the midfield, trying to set up this play. They're going to be looking to go wide, and they do. Kelly Lynch just miscontrols that ball, goes out wide off of Fighting Scott. Or, I'm sorry, that's going to be off of Vulcan.
Oh, that's a tough one. That would have been a great start for California, getting a throw in right outside the box area, but went off the California player, going to throw in. I think California, that's the start they needed. Now they just got to get possession and reverse this in the second or at the beginning part of this second half.
And that's going to be a free kick. Kelly Lynch came in a little hot on that ball there, knocking over a Fighting Scott, just putting her shoulder right into the back. Fighting Scott looking to move forward, sending that ball in. Broken up by the Vulcans. This one's going to go right back to the Fighting Scots defensive zone.
And, Steve, we saw that all first half, California clearing the zone, but Edinboro just getting to that free ball and being able to either send it right back or set up their offense and maintain possession.
Fighting Scots called for offsides, and both teams really sending this ball back and forth. Aerial bombs left and right. Both teams really looking to get that ball over the opposition's defensive backs.
We see right here a nice break for Edinboro.
Edinboro fighting that ball in the corner. That's going to be Mans. Working her defender, trying to send it out off the Vulcans for a throw.
And that's great defense right there. She had the player marked. Basically, it was either going to be knocked off of her for a corner kick or knocked out of bounds for a throw in. So that's a great job of not allowing anything into the box.
Ball sent in to the feet of a Fighting Scott, broken up by the Vulcans. And De La Quilla, she was that defender in that corner. She's the senior defender, the all-star defender on this California team. California breaks that one up. This ball is going to be worked back. Right back to Sarah Baskey. Baskey controls that one. Baskey, she's been really pushing her limits, coming out of that box and almost playing as a center back.
And she almost got caught on that play I referenced right when we came back from half on the offsides play, because if that was onside, she would have been in the proverbial no man's land.
Yep.
And that would have been and I think that at the time the score was 2-0, so that would have easily made this game 2-1, and you never know what happens in the last 10 minutes of the half.
Fighting Scots send this one over the California defense. Into that far corner. De La Quilla is challenged. Fighting Scots send that ball in. Cologne is right there to scoop that one up and deny the cross.
I tell you what, that is a great play by Cologne. She cut off all the angles, got to the ball, and now California has a chance to have some possession and maybe reverse this field position.
California trying to settle one in the midfield. Fighting Scots come away with the possession. Almost dragged down. California breaks it up, trying to clear this one out. Right back into the Fighting Scots. Reedy tries to move forward, broken up by Kelly Lynch. And Lynch, she was the one, she almost got that breakaway, but Baskey was right there playing as the goalie up forward. Fighting Scots send this one in. Chipped over the defender's head, and a collision there between two players. Chatton, slow to get up for Edinboro.
Yeah, Chatton's wearing a pretty lengthy or pretty substantial knee brace, so I'm not sure if that's what it was, but she's got up, and now good job of marking the player for California. That was
Danielle Kohler. Danielle Kohler broke that one up. Another big-time defender. She's a junior, so still has that seniority on a lot of players. This ball sent forward to Ross.
Yeah, I'm sure you mentioned this earlier. This is a young California team. A lot of freshmen, sophomore on the team, so there's definitely pieces out there. It's just a matter of getting out there and getting experience. Former basketball coach, Coach Brown, said there's no experience for experience.
Exactly, and you couldn't have said it better than Coach Brown. This one's going to be off for Fighting Scots throw. But, yeah, I mean, this team is a puzzle. These young players, they are puzzle pieces. And once you get more recruiting in, get more players, there's nothing wrong with a rebuilding year.
Also might have been Yogi Berra or Yogi Bear. It was one of the three, so maybe that'll be a CUTV Twitter question. Who said the only experience is experience? But back to action. And, Edinboro has done a great job, Steve, of controlling the ball. And I wanted to ask you, you were talking about it before, games been played a lot in the air. As a former player yourself for Steel Valley, not that many years ago, was it frustrating when teams would take that route playing primarily in the air is just something as a player you just have to adjust to and move on.
And that's it. And, personally, I did not like the balls in the air because I did play that center midfield position. And let's just say I don't have the height for those aerial balls playing against some of the players that we did. California controlling this one in the midfield. So, yeah, it is frustrating when you're unable to control those balls in the air. Really gives that team, the other team, an extra edge in the game. Carberry sends this one forward, and number 3, Carolyn Passerbib, she's going to be open, miscontrols it, tries to keep it in, and that one's going to go out for a goal kick. Gary, what a great chance that was for California Vulcans.
I tell you what, that was a great job of California keeping the eyes up, eyes forward. The play was onside, and almost a little bit of bad luck. It kind of skidded off the turf. It didn't really take a true up bounce. It kind of had some top spin and just kind of skidded away. But that was by far the best chance California's had to pressure Edinboro here in the second half. And like you said, if you get a couple more opportunities like that, then that goose egg is going to be cracked.
Yeah, and California playing a great game here, sending those balls over. They're getting the chances. It's all about controlling the ball now. Edinboro has a chance. Haley Hammer bombarded by 2 California defenders. It's going to be Delaquilla sending that ball out for a Fighting Scots throw.
And that's your senior defensive stalwart back there. She knew what to do. She didn't take any chances with the ball, didn't try to misplace it, just took it to the side, let your defense get back, defend the throw and move on. Instead of trying to make a play, either pass it back to the goalie or try and make a weird turn, did the right thing, did the fundamental play. And, those are things that don't show up on the stat sheets.
No.
But it shows up, on the coaching film and also, with your teammates, that you have someone solid back there that's not going to, the moment's not going to be too big for them.
Yeah, and Delaquilla, she plays that right back position. The right back and the left back, the fullback position in itself, really, really underrated position. A position that really doesn't get the credit that it deserves.
Well, it's one of those positions that, it's almost like an offensive lineman in football that you don't really notice them until something goes wrong.
Yep.
Really.
Exactly, and Fighting Scots sending this one a nice touch forward, trying to get the ball on Sarah Reedy's feet.
Let me tell you what, Steve, I didn't really get a chance to watch too much. I was hoping our new director, Danny Beck, out there on the other press box, but California looks like they're doing a good job of closing down those gaps on those long through balls now. Yeah,
and they have been. As you saw, Edinboro's 2 goals were off corner kicks. One was right off the corner kick. One kind of contributed from it. And then the other was just getting that ball in the corner and taking a Vulcan on one-on-one. So, yeah, California's doing a fantastic job as that's going to be Sarah Reedy called for a foul, trying to take out the legs of Kira Carberry.
Yeah, she came in with some of the cleats a little high and a little out of control there. Good job by the ref. And this has been a pretty clean game so far. I don't think there's been more than a handful of fouls one way. It hasn't been chippy at all.
And you're gonna get that foul every once in a while, but there's no cards that have been shown so far. Knock on wood, this one's gonna go right to Baskey. But yeah, a very disciplined game. You have your bumps and your bruises as you're gonna get out of every soccer game. But again, very disciplined from both sides. Baskey sends this one long. California can't get a foot on it. Is Kylie Austin? It's gonna go to Chadden. Chadden sends this ball back to the defense.
That would have been a great opportunity for California if Austin could have played that clean. She had space, and she would have had numbers moving the other direction. But a good play on the far side right now by California.
Yeah, California breaking that one up. They're going to try to find space, send this ball to the corner. That's going to be Passerbib taking on a Fighting Scot. This one's going to be kicked out of bounds by California. Fighting Scots throw.
And that's the second or third time, Steve, we've seen California attack that, if you're looking at the screen, that upper right-hand part of the field for Edinboro. So I don't know if they saw some fatigue out there or just that's the way the breaks are going. But, that's the second or third time that we've seen them try and make something happen down that right wing.
Yeah, and that's a midfielder or a fullback's job to point out the weak link on the opposing defense. And maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're sending that ball sending that ball to the corner on the far side, exposing that weak link on the defense. This ball sent in to the Fighting Scots area. Baskey controls that one, taking on Xana Ross.
I tell you what, Ross was just a hair slow on that because the two Edinboro defenders, they collided, and if she would have been able to get through that little bit of a screen, she would have had a one-on-one. And I think with California, if they're going to get back in this game with 35 minutes left to go, they got to make Sarah Baskey work back there. Even if it's not saved, just make her think about stuff, because really she hasn't been tested. There's been about 7-8 minute stretches of this game where she's able to come up and actually act as a point guard almost, get the ball back to her and reset the offense. Yeah, and California, they're getting step one, sending that ball to the corner. They're getting that step two, controlling the ball, but it's that step three, sending that ball in, that they can't really take advantage of. And if you want to send those balls in, as Fighting Scots almost had an opportunity there, De La Quilla sends that ball out. But if you could just challenge them, get some shots on, get some crosses in, that really puts Baskey on her toes. I'll tell you what, De La Quilla is possibly the fastest player on the field right now because she closed down on that free ball like a jet. Yeah. De La Quilla, the star defender, making her presence known. Fighting Scots on this near side, trying to send it forward. Broken up, California throw. I tell you what, you look down at these two roster, Steve, you see a good number of WPIL players for both teams. I mean, you got Moon, Venetia, Cole Center, which, of course, we all know real well, Greensburg, Cannonsburg. West Mifflin, Mount Pleasant. For Edinboro, you have Monaca, Allison Park, Bethel Park. So, I mean, a lot of these players have probably played each other at some point, either in their high school, scholastic, or club career. So, that's just something I always wonder. I always note that because, the dialogue that goes on during the play. Right, yeah. We don't quite know what goes on the field. What the players are saying is California fought for this one, comes away with it, but unable to get that ball forward as that one was intended to go to Angel Jones. And God bless you for bailing me out there because I got distracted by a bee halfway through that conversation. So CUTV and Wasps and press box, it's not a successful equation right now. Bees, stink bugs, we got the whole kit and caboodle up here. This ball sent forward, Fighting Scots. Send that one right to the Vulcans. Carberry sends this forward to Jones. Jones unable to get there, broken up by the Fighting Scots defense. This ball is going to be sent low, but nothing too much Francesca Senna can't take care of. She telegraphed that pass very well. Great job by her getting back and closing out on that crossing pass. Ball sent in. Again, broken up by Danielle Kohler. This one's going to be sent out by Kylie Austin. Right to the right back, Kelly Lynch. I'm sorry, that's going to be number 34, Olivia Bryan. Jones and Carberry link up. Right back to Bryan. Ball sent upfield. Fighting Scots controlled in the midfield, send it out wide. Looking to go up the field. A battle in that far sideline. Now Fighting Scots come away with it. Broken up again by De La Quilla. We might be seeing just a touch of fatigue setting in for Edinboro. They've been carrying the play right now, but we've seen a couple of those free balls. There's a nice play there, Steve. And Ross is in. She has one defender to compete with, and she loses that ball. Just kind of slips off her feet. Now Edinboro, they're controlling it in their own corner. Now Ross pins them for a Fighting Scot throw. And I tell you what, that was almost the break California needs. Ross got behind the defense, and I think it was a combination of the pass kind of got her on a weird hop, and Edinboro's defense closed in as we see some substitutions for Edinboro. It looks like number 18 Marissa Shields coming in, but I was saying right before that play, Edinboro looking a little slow a little slower than they had been. We've seen some balls in the air that they were going at aggressively earlier in this half, and they kind of just standing there watching like California take. And I don't know if that's just fatigue or it's they have a 3-0 lead. Right, and it could be fatigue. As we take a look over to the sideline, we have almost every single player warming up for Edinboro. This ball is going to be thrown in to the Fighting Scots box. Ross unable to get ahead on it. And it is a pretty muggy evening tonight. We've been blessed the first couple weeks of the fall sports season with fall-like cool, no humidity. But tonight it's probably at kickoff. It was probably about a shade less than 78 degrees, 80 degrees with a high humidity. So running up and down the pitch is definitely going to take it out of you. Yeah, I mean you said it best. I mean that humidity really sets in. Fighting Scots chip this one over to California's defense. Kelly Lynch is there to break it up. She's going to fall
on her back. This ball sent in right to the Edinboro player, and that one's going to be off the crossbar. A perfect opportunity. The Fighting Scots, she's going to head that one, and that was number 11, Haley Hammer, gets a head on it, hits the ground, and hits the post, and out. Man, Gary, talk about an opportunity for the Fighting Scots.
And I tell you what, I think we're going to have a yellow card in there, too, after. I don't know if somebody said something. I didn't see anything extracurricular in the way of activity, but that was just a heck of a play. The ball made its way into the box, and a good job by Michaela Conlon just to hold her ground and made the Edinboro player make a play and not give up a goal. So she kind of fundamentally stayed in her crease. Luckily for California, the ball kind of bounced up off the goal post, and it's going to result in a corner kick and a yellow card against California.
Yeah, as we enter about the 15th minute of this game, Fighting Scots send that corner in, headed out by the Vulcans. An aerial battle won. This one's going to be Jones. Jones finds herself bombarded by the Fighting Scots. This ball sent in. The All Reds find themselves in the corner. And this one's going to be broken up by number 7, Danielle Kohler.
And that was a nice play.
Contributions from both sides. 2 for California and 2 for Edinboro. De La Quilla and Francesca Cena will make their way off the field. I'm sorry, no, it's going to be Angel Jones making her way off the field, as well as Xana Ross. Excuse me, Xana Ross is still in the game. Not sure who exactly. That was going to be Olivia Bryan that left the field for California. Fighting Scots controlling their ball in their defensive zone. It's going to be an offsides call on the Fighting Scots. And Gary Smith is back on the mic as he had to take care of some technical difficulties.
Yeah, if you're watching this online, we apologize. We had a little software malfunction where the Wirecast decided to take a little water break. So we're back. We got it back up. And so, like, California was now a man down, a player down. We were almost a piece of equipment down.
Yeah,
so.
And I was just about to say, Gary, you missed a lot. You missed 3 yellow cards and a red card. So
Well, the funny thing is,
4 yellow cards.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I was so happy because usually when something technically goes down, so it's chaos. Danny came in real politely, said we're off the air.
Right.
The computer's broken. Can we deal with it? And then in the background we're hearing all the yellow cards. So, but it'll be interesting to see what California does being down a player right now. Obviously, 24 minutes left. It's going to be severely uphill sledding. So,
Yep.
I mean, if you're California, you probably just want to try and get out of here 3-0.
Yep. Build
on stuff for Kutztown coming up, and try and get out here without any more incidents.
Yeah, and while you were gone, it seems like the Fighting Scots are playing a controlled game right now, not pressing too hard. They're comfortable with this 3-0 lead, especially with California being down a player. California, they're looking to get on the board still. Kelly Lynch can't get a control on that ball, just a bad touch. Out wide, Fighting Scots will send this out for a California throw.
And again, that's all California or Edinboro has to do to hang on to that lead. Just keep the ball away from the goal. I mean, it's too early to start kicking it to the corners and stall.
Right.
But there's they don't have to take any aggressive action. Just kind of when you get possession, take off a minute, 35 seconds to a minute each time, and slowly take this last 23 minutes. And if you're watching online or on the web feed, our clock is off a little bit. That was one of the casualties of the failure. But yeah, that's we're at the
part of the
forefront.
business.
Sometimes computers don't work. I mean, but we're still trying to work out everything. We're trying to bring as much live sports and live stuff to the California fans as possible. So, bear with us with some technical stuff. The Wi-Fi up on top of the mountain here at Phillipsburg has never been the greatest.
Yep.
Just to let you in on
a little secret.
Yeah. We're hopefully going to have a good opportunity outside of Lancaster, Pennsylvania this weekend from Millersville. So make sure if you're not subscribed already to CUTV Sports 1, subscribe, follow our Twitter at CowU. No, what are we? At CUTV
_PA.
I'm without my social media director, Dylan Godet, so I'm all messed up. I almost gave out my personal Twitter, which I only have 5 tweets.
This
So
one's
if you want to hear about the NBC show The Slap, go to follow at Golden Gary 1976.
and there's Gary's Twitter. You
Yeah, there
heard
you
it
go.
here first,
Yeah.
folks. As we're gonna get back to action, Fighting Scots have a throw. This one's gonna be sent to the corner, and that one's gonna be kicked by Brianna Bracero. No, I'm sorry, number 13, Francesca Senna. I can't see the numbers.
Yeah, Holly Jacobson's the one that got kind of kicked in the midsection, but she got up. Luckily, it looks like it just hit her, took the wind out, and she got up because that ball was coming in at a high rate of speed. We have a substitution for California. Leaving is number 4, Xander Ross, and coming in, it looks like number 24. It can't be. There's not a 24 on the roster.
That's going to be Olivia
34.
Bryan.
Olivia Bryan.
Yeah, it looks like Olivia Bryan went out earlier when you were taking care of the computer problems. It looked like she was very fatigued. She went right to the bench and was kind of just stretching out. She looked winded. As Fighting Scots sending the throw, Francesca Senna takes care of that easily, sends it out for another corner.
Good job by Senna to stay at home and just get ahead on the ball and knock it back out and make Edinboro do it all over again.
Yeah, she's in the most important spot, covering that far post. This one's going to go to a Fighting Scot. This is headed forward. De La Quilla takes care of it. But Sydney Dobbins was right there, sending it out wide for a California goal kick. And you were talking about the live coverage. We just went for the first time at the beginning of the year. Very first live shoot for high school football.
Yeah, first time on our CUTV sports page, CUTV Sports 1. We're very, very happy with that opportunity. We requested it from the WPIL this off season. They said, there's no reason why we can't. The only time there's exclusivity is whenever the the WPIL playoffs happen, and typically we're in the middle of Vulcan playoffs and basketball coverage and the volleyball playoffs starting there anyhow. So that's something you look forward to on CUTV Sports 1. And we've been blessed to have a great start to our season. This is our 5th or 6th shoot of the year. We've had good crews for each and every one, and looking forward to a good weekend this weekend in Millersville as there's a ball just out of touch.
And have to say, we're nothing without our fearless leader in yourself. The crew would be nothing without Mr. Gary Smith. California with the throw, sends it in. Carolyn passer bib loses control into the feet of the Fighting Scots. Francesca Senna, she's going to come in a little late with the tackle, and both players are going to be down. Francesca Senna seems like she got the short end of the stick on that one. She's still down on the field.
Yeah, that looked like that was either upper shin or lower knee to shin. She's walking it off, but that's a danger. It's a hard play.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous play because, you got 2 players going in at a high rate of speed. I mean, it was a clean play. It's just that, that happens sometimes. And
and if you take a look at my leg, it does happen sometimes, as I suffered compartment syndrome mid-season my senior year. Going in a very similar play like that, except they caught the side of my knee. It looked like it kind of went right head on there. But again, it can be a very dangerous play when you get into that knee set. Like, just the knee area is just nothing to be messed with.
And Steve's being modest because he the story goes, he tried to get back in the game. And then they're like, no, son, you're going to the hospital. And then
It's a very long story, not meant for a broadcast, but it went along those lines. I tried going back into the game. I was in about for 30 seconds. I thought I was sprinting down the field, but it looked like I had my leg was broken and just limping across the field like a newborn deer. Tough play there. California comes away with the ball, sending this one forward.
I was surprised there wasn't a call there. The referee was right on top of it, but I guess he said that the Edinboro player just kind of went down on her own accord. Nothing to whistle there, and on we go with 18 minutes left to go in the game.
Yeah, as long as you get contact with the ball first, it's pretty much anything goes. As long as you don't get that elbow up, pretty much anything goes if you get the foot on the ball first.
And Steve got bad news for the play-by-play guys. I see on the far side, looks like Edinboro is going to make some wholesale substitutions. Everyone is taking their warm-up bibs off, so
Well,
God bless you.
we won't say names because it looks like it is going to be a full team, full 10. I'm sorry, substitution as Cologne She pounces on that ball again. Very aggressive
And
goaltending.
she's fearless now. That's about the 4th or 5th time in this game we've seen her go head first to take care of a loose ball and maintain it for California. And, she's, if you're giving out stars in the game, even though she's given up 3 goals, she'd probably have to be at least considered for one of the stars because easily it could be a 5-6 goal game right now. But we have a nice play right here for California.
And that's going to be offsides as Carolyn Pasterbib was going to be just called offsides. She was a hair offsides. And talking about Michaela Colon, Gary Smith and Michaela Colon, fearless leaders going into every battle with as much as they can. So, yeah, I mean, she is. She is so aggressive back there. As Fighting Scots are going to send this one to the corner, broken up again by De La Quilla.
De La Quilla just so calm back there in that back line. Just nothing fancy about that play. Corralled it. Knew she didn't have any advantage going up the pitch. Just knocked out a play and have a throw in. Yeah,
those fullbacks have one job only, and that's keep the ball out of your end. And De La Quilla does just that. Fighting Scots have an opportunity. They're just going to control this one in the middle. It's going to be a low shot, wide. Cologne doesn't even have to worry about that one as she gets set for the free kick.
And actually, I think I see why, Steve, why the computer went out. Noted sneakerhead Danny Becker, director right now, has got to be seeing some of these neon orange and yellow boots out there for Edinboro and probably want to take a look at them.
That's going to be Pasterbib sent wide. And if you could get that ball to her feet, that could give Baskey some problems. This one's going to be sent in from the corner, broken up by the Fighting Scots.
And you got to love this for California. There is no quitting them right now. You're down a player, down 3. Pasterbib got to the open space, generated a chance, as we're going to see some more substitutions.
And right at the end of the play, Danielle Kohler just kind of sent that ball to the moon over the bar and out for a goal kick.
Now, as a former soccer player, what goes through your mind when you see that loose ball coming through? You have a chance just to put everything behind it that you have towards the goal.
Me personally, I was more of a, I was a center mid. I wasn't so much a center attacking mid. I was more defensively minded. So as a defensive mid, I should think about the pass on that one, but that one's going to the moon if I'm coming in on that one.
I've played in exactly one soccer game in my life. It was gym class at high school. I had a wide open shot from just outside the goalie box. Missed everything and went through the biology window. Last time the Browns Area High class of '94 got to play soccer at gym. There's a nice opportunity with offsides.
And I do. And there's going to be more extracurricular activity after the play.
Well, that was a very quiet whistle. I mean, the flag went up, but I don't think there was any. I saw the flag before I heard the whistle.
And you sometimes see that on offsides play. The center ref will have his back turned to the linesman, and they'll miss that offsides call. And speaking of the linesman, I just want to give a shout-out to fellow Steel Valley alum Craig Hickson, who is the line ref in this game. Steel Valley is taking over the soccer game right now.
Well, you got you reffing, or you announcing. You got a ref out there. You got our good friend Deb Custer from Student Affairs. She's in the crowd, so it's like that one basketball game we did last year. There was like 9 people in the crowd from Steel Valley. Thought it was Steve roughing bobblehead night.
California controlling this one in the near sideline.
I thought Pastor quietly had a good game.
Yep.
She's getting to space. She's making things happen. Just, when you're down a player, there's not a lot that you can do against an Edinboro team that,
You're playing for pride at that point. It's another offsides call as the Fighting Scots were setting up another nice play to get in.
And Edinboro is one of the teams. You look at their record; they're 1-2-1 coming in, both overall and in conference. But I don't know. We don't have their schedule up right now, but they're a team that I think is going to be in the conversation for probably PSAC playoff berth, or if not, they're going to make life miserable some of those teams that are fighting for playoffs first, because they have a good amount of skill, they have a good amount of hustle, and they're pretty physical too.
Right, they're very physical, and they could really shake up that top of the table. So you don't know what can go on, and look at the depth. Take a look at your roster and look at the depth that Edinboro has. I mean, they have an upper hand on almost every single team in the PSAC just because they have so many numbers. Very young, too. Well, I mean, just take a look at all those freshmen. Fighting Scots send a nice ball in. Cologne is right there to dive upon it. Fighting Scots sending that ball through, getting that ball wide, sending a through ball to the center forward, and a few times they were called offsides, but right there they had a good opportunity.
And I tell you what, another good job by the goalie just to get out, control the ball, and send it up. And now we see California getting out of their zone and making Baskey work. But with 13 minutes left to go, I mean, it's in that situation.
Yep.
You hate to say it, but at 3-0, it might be tough being a player down. But
Yeah. I mean, it is. I mean, it's safe to say. I mean, when you're down 3-0, down a player, it is tough to come back. And California's really going to have to dig deep, find that grit, and see what they could do. Maybe even if they put something on the board, 1 or 2 goals. Fighting Scots, another offsides call. The flag is up.
And that was mere feet offsides. California did a good job of just slowing down enough to allow the player to get offsides, and California's going to get the free kick from. I'm not sure who the player is.
De La
Quilla.
Almost looked like Cologne was coming up to take that free kick. De La Quilla sends it, and if California players were on their toes, they had an opportunity there, but they were just kind of stationary on that one.
I'll tell you what, a good opportunity by Brianna Briscaro from freshman from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. She was in pursuit, just started a few feet behind and never could catch up, but a good job of trying to make something happen.
Yeah. California setting up the throw. Just unable to control it was number 12, Kelly Austin. This ball sent in. Fighting Scots have a chance. That one's going to be shot. Easy enough for Michaela Cologne.
In the right place at the right time.
That's all it is. And she's so far blanked the Fighting Scots in this second half. Let in 3 very, very well taken goals from the Fighting Scots. I mean, we didn't talk much about them, but, the Fighting Scots fought hard for those ones. California setting up, trying to send this ball wide to Brianna Bracero. It's going to go off Edinboro for a Vulcan's throw.
And they're trying that right wing again.
Yep.
Just trying to get up there. And like you said, maybe they spotted something, or maybe that's just the way the game's going. But, it seems that seems to be a soft spot on the Edinboro defensive back.
Yeah, and it's just do the old boxing strategy. Keep taking those jabs, and then finally sets up for one big haymaker, and maybe this can set it up for it.
Yeah, you definitely want. If you're California, you hate talking about. Okay, let's just hate talking about moral victories,
right?
But, if you can get one goal here in the last 10:44, that's a huge moral takeaway from this game, because you're down a player. You've been down 3-0 since about the 10 minutes to go mark in the first half. If you get a goal here, you make it 3-1. It's a lot better looking at the result 3-1 than 3-0.
Right, yeah, and you really can't take away anything, as this one's going to be easily handled by Baskey. You can't take anything away from California. Edinboro had 2 back-to-back goals, and then one that just kind of floated into the bottom corner from Edinboro's best player, Mutkiss. So you can't hang your heads. I mean, things happen, on those corner kicks, and they did. It was very unlucky. As this one's going to be sent to the corner. Kara Kern can't get there quick enough. That one's going to go out for a goal kick. Edinboro making another substitution.
Yeah, 2 players, and I think we're going to see another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 substitutions here in the last 9 minutes. And that's a pretty good strategy for Edinboro. It's pretty much in hand. Get some players in there, rest. It's about a 3-hour bus ride back to Edinboro on a school night. So, some of these players might have class early in the morning. So, take care of them, get them a little bit of cool down in this muggy evening, and get on the bus and get ready for the weekend's games. As
Ross tried to send in number 23, Brianna Bracero. Bracero challenging, not afraid to challenge Baskey on that one. Kind of set the fear of Bracero in Baskey's eyes.
And I tell you what, Baskey, she's really come on here in the last 10 minutes, trying to get some loose balls and been a thorn in the side of the back line of Edinboro.
This ball is going to be tried to be forward. Ross showing off some footwork. Bracero wide open. She has a chance if she can get it across. That one's broken up at the last second by Ashley Mutkiss. If Bracero had a chance to chip that one right over Baskey's head, I mean, that would have been a storybook finish.
And I tell you what, you were just talking a few minutes ago about Mutkiss, the best player for Edinboro, and she showed why. She got back. She made a fundamental play. She didn't foul Bracero. But the good thing is California's a corner kick now. Anything can happen on these corner kicks. You put so many players in that box, a loose ball, a rocket, anything can happen.
Yeah, and See how they set up for the corner as another sub comes in. It's going to be Angel Jones. It's going to be taken by De La Quilla. And that one's right off the chest of Holly Jacobson. Holly Jacobson had a chance there. Angel Jones swarmed by a couple Fighting Scots. And the Fighting Scots clear that one out of danger.
I tell you what, Steve, De La Quilla couldn't have taken it out there and put it on a string.
Oh, man. That would have been a brilliant finish by number 3, Carolyn Passerbib. And Passerbib doing exactly what we were kind of predicting the California should, chipping that ball over Baskey's head. And that one was just near of going in the net.
Yeah, you know what? Baskey's been cheating out. And you know what happens, Steve, when you cheat? Sometimes you get caught.
And that's what she did. She's going to be shaking in her boots now. She's trying to stick in her realm, as this is going to be some pristine position for a free kick for California.
I tell you, I like what I'm seeing from the Vulcans right now. They're not quitting. They're taking it to Edinboro right now. I know you can say, Edinboro can say, well, we have a lot of subs in there now, but it doesn't matter. You're in there. You're playing NCAA soccer. You know, everyone can play out there.
Yep.
So get out there, take advantage. Like I said, if you can get a goal in this last 7 minutes, you leave here, your head hanging a little higher than if it was 3-0. And even if they don't score, this last 15 minutes has been something to build on for California.
De La Quilla takes it. A beautiful strike and a great save by Sarah Baskey, just getting a hand on it, sending it over the bar. That was a beautiful strike from De La Quilla.
I tell you what, Steve, I think Baskey was screened out until the last possible second. That just skimmed over the up line for Edinboro. And, Baskey doing a great job getting a hand over there. And as we see wholesale substitutions now for Edinboro and a couple subs for California coming in. But, California getting some, as you like to say, pristine chances.
California with a professional shot and Edinboro with a professional save. I mean, that was a chance of all chances for California. This one's sent in, and that one's going to be right at the top of the net, not making its way into the playing field.
De La Quilla that time, I think if she could have got it in the field of play, she had something going. The other player streaking, might have had a little header coming in the backside, but, good idea, just didn't get the execution.
Yeah, De La Quilla trying to send that airmail into her California Vulcans. This one's going to be sent up by the Fighting Scots. Out wide, out of bounds for California throw.
Let's see if California can keep up this pressure against Edinboro.
California settling that ball in the midfield, working its way up. Headed away. This one's going to be sent into Bracero. And Bracero, a tough foul on that one.
Yeah, it's tough on Bracero. She had all her momentum going forward. The ball kept going through the Edinboro players' momentum stop, and there's nowhere to go. Physics.
Yeah.
Two bodies cannot occupy the same space, and Bracero just went through, and ref kind of had a sheepish grin, said, "Hey, we got to call that." There's a nice play by California right there.
Angel Jones breaking up that play, breaking up an opportunity from the Fighting Scots.
Angel Jones, freshman from Chambersburg, PA, another one of those freshmen for California, for Glenn Francis' fourth season, trying to rebuild and make something happen through this youth movement for California.
Yeah, absolutely. California working this ball. It's going to be Ross. Ross is going to be fouled. That one's going to be on number 31, Jill Jones.
I'll tell you what, Ross's speed is a difference maker. I think you got some pieces to work with California, with Ross and Bracero and Passerbib. They've been doing a good job of getting down for California, getting opportunities. It's just you got to find a way to make more of those happen, and that when that happens, you're going to have score goals and win games.
Yeah, you got to find those opportunities and take advantage. That's what it's all about. You don't want to complicate things, especially in a game like this. California unable to settle that into the feet of the Fighting Scots. This is going to be a foul on Jill Jones once again.
Let's see if this will be our only opportunity this season. Unfortunately, due to scheduling, we'll be able to see the women's soccer team. The way the schedule goes, a lot of their games are on Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays, and Fridays and Saturdays we already are otherwise I don't even know if that's a word, committed with high school football.
American football.
American football on Fridays and Saturdays. So fans of the real football that we're seeing now. The men's team we will see on October 4th, I believe, against Urbana College here. Steve, I know you'll be on the call. I don't know if I'll be with you. I don't know. You're our normal.
We can only hope. Maybe Rachel McGregor, who has been on the call quite a few times with me. As Fighting Scots try to send this one forward. De La Quilla racing to get this one. She does. Works it out wide as it's she was almost pickpocketed there, but it's going to draw a foul.
I'd like to mention we had a big crew today with a combination of our regulars and Video 1 students helping up. And we also had a rookie director in Danny Beck. Did a great job, at least from what I saw. I mean, I've been here this whole second half, so that means there's a foul right there. That means things have probably been going well. He doesn't come over, so great job. That's what it's for. You guys are learning and under the gun because there's no experience and experience.
Right, exactly. Kelly Lynch.
I'm going to cite my source coach, William Brown. Or Yogi Berra.
Kelly Lynch finds herself in some trouble there. She sees yellow in the 42nd minute. And we do want to take this time, wish the women's soccer team the best of luck throughout the season. You're right, we won't be able to see them. Cologne making a great save. Not too hard to handle, but we do want to wish the women's soccer team the best of luck in the upcoming season.
And I think, what I've seen here, I'm pretty encouraged. I think they're going to get a few more wins. They might sneak up and take it to, a couple of the teams that are fighting for playoff spots. The future's bright here at California for sure. And like I said, got a tough test this next game on the 16th against Kutztown, number 3 in the country here. That game is going to be at 2 p.m. here at Phillipsburg Soccer Complex. And then another home game against East Stroudsburg to finish out the short 3-game homestand for the Vulcans.
Edinboro working their way the top of the box. This one's just going to be sent out for a goal kick.
With that, Steve, I'm going to bid you adieu and help our good friend Danny, because the one thing I didn't tell him how to do was to end the thing. So we could be here for hours. So it's been a pleasure.
Well, Gary, it was
again.
A pleasure.
Let's do it again soon.
Yes, sir. As I do want to thank Gary Smith once again for hopping on in the second half with me. It's always a joy announcing with him. With only 2 minutes left to play in this game, it's not looking very hopeful for California as they are down 3-0. This Fighting Scots gave them everything they had, and California just as well gave them everything they had. Very hopeful in the future for this Vulcans team. They are in a rebuilding season, but there's a lot of things that we saw that we liked, and you could only go up from here. Fighting Scots send this one forward. A great ball worked in to number 23, Kayla Gibbons. This one's going to be out for a corner kick. 90 seconds left in this game. And Edinboro, just like you'd think they would, just taking their good old time, taking this corner. Let this clock kind of run out. They have a player short, but they're going to send the ball inside the box. Broken up by De La Quilla. This one's going to be just kicked out of bounds by Angel Jones. Fighting Scots throw in. They're going to send it to the corner. Ross is there to head that one away. Right back to the feet of Fighting Scots. Ross breaks it up for a Fighting Scots throw. This one's cleared out by California right to the feet of the Fighting Scots. Edinboro's just going to send this one in. Cologne's going to grab it. Cologne settling this ball with 30 seconds left. Now 20 seconds. As you thought there was going to be a handball there, but the ref just kind of called it off. So we've entered the last 10 seconds of the game, and I do just want to continue on thanking the crew that we had here. A lot of kids, their first shoot with Video 1. Again, thank you to Danny Beck and Gary Smith. Danny Beck doing a great job directing, but that's going to be the final whistle. Edinboro, they come up top. They come out on top against California, 3-0. California, they stuck with them. They were down to 10 players, but that doesn't define their season. It's been a great broadcast. Thank you all for listening, and thank you all for watching this women's soccer matchup right here on CUTV Sports and CUTV Sports 1. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.